Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Erlengrat. And everybody loves to hate them. They're the games that everybody loves to hate. So many times I've gone somewhere, you go into a games shop or something like that. Or what kind of games do you play? I play a lot of Warcraft. Oh. And they look at you like you're something that they've just scraped off their shoe. And, oh, well, we play Call of Duty or Dark Souls or whatever it is. So what? And I could judge you for spending all your time playing Call of Duty. I could judge you for playing Dark Souls and never playing anything else, although I probably wouldn't do that to your face if you play Dark Souls, to be honest. But anyone who's that sadistic to themselves is definitely not someone that I want to start a fight with. But the point is, gaming is supposed to be fun. Gaming is something you do for fun, and there's a reason that World of Warcraft was right at the... I don't know if it still is, but it was definitely at the top of the list for the world's most popular MMO. And there's a reason that it was top of the list for the world's most popular MMO, and despite the fact that quite a number of people I have heard say, well, the only reason that it was popular is because that was the game everyone was playing, so everybody else felt that they had to go and play it because that was the only way they could speak to their friends. You're like, well, first of all, even before the advent of the internet and phones, people could still talk to their friends. You could write them a letter if you really wanted to. There are ways to talk to your friends that don't involve having to log on to a game. So that argument falls flat on its face before it's even got going. And then you've got the whole, well, there's got to be a reason that everybody was there in the first place. Like, you didn't just start playing that game because your friends did. And you didn't just all gather round one day and say, right, what game do we all hate? I know, World of Warcraft. Every single one of us hates World of Warcraft, hate even the very idea of World of Warcraft. So what we'll do is we'll all play it, we'll all hate it, but then we'll say we can't play anything else because we're all playing this. No! You played it because you liked it. So don't try and tell me that you played it because you didn't like it, and that you had to, and that you were forced to. Because I'm not buying that. I'm not buying into that at all. So you got this massively popular game, World of Warcraft. Same with Minecraft, but I'm kind of focusing on Warcraft at the moment. Hugely, hugely popular. And suddenly it seems to be the cool thing to say that you hate playing this game. And so a number of times I've seen people saying, oh, this game's just trash. I'd never play that game. I wouldn't be caught dead playing that game. Good for you, son. Do I look like I care? Probably don't. If I did look like I cared, that was probably something I ate at lunchtime that disagreed with me. Well, alright, if you really, really hate it that much, then so be it. But there is a reason that these games get popular, and it's because they've got some good stuff in them. And this is what irritates me about kind of the complaints process that you see going on online. Everybody is complaining about one particular thing or one particular game, saying how awful it is. When you look at it and you think, well, are you actually saying this because the game is bad, or are you saying this because the game is popular and you want to be seen to be cool? Because I sometimes come back to Farming Simulator, I quite often get the impression that complaints that are leveled against Giants for large amounts of like the gameplay and stuff like that seem to be coming from groups of the player base that generally complain about everything that they can get their hands on, and generally do so because it seems to be the cool thing to do is to whine and complain about anything and everything, rather than having any actual basis to their complaints. Does that make any sense? So, yeah, I see a lot of complaints coming up, and my first thought is this actual genuine complaints, or is this just a whole load of people jumping on the bandwagon so they can look cool because they're complaining about the right stuff this week? And I always feel that there is a bit of a discrepancy between the two. You know what, I'm going to take this one back over to the dealership, and we're going to get the rest of the fertilizer that's in that bag. And then we've possibly got another fertilizer job or two that we could go to. We've got 2 weeding jobs that are underway at the moment that are nearly done. We'll be able to cash in on all these jobs and see if we're any closer to getting our beloved biogas plant. And I'm also thinking that maybe we should take a couple loads of silage over to the silage sale point before we go agreeing to do anything too strenuous like planting. Okay, there was nothing left in there, was there? That's a bit disappointing. Right. So, yeah. What is your opinion on the complaints that have so frequently been levelled at Giants about the quality of their maps? Do you think that there is grounds to these complaints? Do you think that perhaps these complaints are largely done by people jumping on the bandwagon, just looking for something to whine about? Or do you think that there is actually basis to it? Do you think there is good reason to be complaining about these things? I always find it a little bit hard to tell sometimes. I mean, yes, there are definitely times when there is really good cause for complaints, and fortunately Giants do at least listen to the loud voices on a number of these different issues, and they do eventually fix things. It can take a little while, but I mean, you've got to keep in mind that it's not just Giants now. They've also got the whole console thing, and that means that they are, in a way, working for Microsoft and working for Sony, and that kind of doesn't just throw a spanner in the works, that throws a whole packet of fireworks and 6 spanners into the works. That really messes things up as far as the developers are concerned, because things have then got to be tested on all sorts of different fronts, and it just makes life a whole lot more complicated. So I do have a bit of sympathy with them for like timescale and getting the things fixed. It's just that they haven't in the past been very forthcoming with their communications, and that's the bit that's let them down. They haven't been very good at communicating out the different issues that they have been facing. Let's just fold that one up out of the way there a minute. I did wonder if that car was if we were gonna like fold up out of the way before the car got there, but apparently not. Right, so you at least are finished. Field 5 is done. Let me shut that one off and turn the beacon off as well, so that we aren't wasting battery power. And then we'll go back over here. So Helper B has completed his task. I've just got Field 22 to do. And then that one, right, you know what, I'm just going to leave that one there, I'm going to leave that one there, and I'm going to go to you over here, and I'm going to drive you back to the farm while that last job is being finished off. And then we're going to cash in everything all at once and see what we get. We're obviously not going to get enough to break any records just yet. But what we might get, is, with this load that we're going to go and take now down to the barn, and we're going to go and sell there, along contract on Field 22 is finished. We're going to wait for the job to finish. We're going to take this load down there. With that, and the jobs that we're now done and we're going to cash in, we may have enough. I suspect, though, we're going to have to run twice. If I remember correctly, I think we kind of we had to have enough there that we would have to go twice. So we will bring you back round, and we will drop this fertilizer spinner just here for a second. Bring you over there like that, dump you down there, and then I'm going to put that one down there. There we go. Turn round. Get that one on the back, and then also get our snowblower here on the front. Blow the silage in. Hopefully that one behind us, Helper H, has completed the task. That's the last one. Hopefully the forage wagon is now far enough away from this that it's not going to get silage sent into it. It's started to get a bit irritating the way that it does that. Right, so I want to be right down through the middle, right there to do that. Let me... Okay, we'll just double check with our tractors over here. That's all done in there. That one's all done in there. We know the other one is done up here. That's all finished, so we can go back to you. We can go in here, and we can take weeding at 200 euros. We're going to make our fortune doing this. We really are. 250. And that one right there, 261. So we're basically looking at 500, 600, 700 euros for that. I don't think we spent that in wages, so we have at least made a little bit back. But we haven't broken any records. And the main reason for doing the weeding is for extra yield at harvest time. So we know that anyway. That has put us at the grand total of 111,000 we need in order to be able to do this. Over here, biogas plant land there, 119,936. We need 120,000, so we need another 9,000 euros. We have to get 9,000 euros. Now, if I go and have a look in here, I've got these baling jobs. That one job there at field 15 would be enough to more than cover it, but I don't want to do that. That one there, I'd have to go and buy a load of seeds. I have got a cultivating job all the way up at field 25, which I could do. It's 1,000. It's actually only going to be about 400 that we're going to bring in after wages. It's still 400, I suppose. Right, fine. Borrow items. I'll do the cultivating job. I'll get that one going before I start doing the silage. We have a JCB fast track. It's the main reason I'm taking this job is because it's a fast track that's going to be driving up there. It's a 65k top speed on it, which is pretty reasonable for getting up to field 25 in order to go and do this job. Back into there. Yes, it is definitely field 25, and we will double check that it is. Yeah, it is the one that I thought it was, and we have the added advantage that it is across the other side of our own land. So, although I don't necessarily think it's a good idea, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm going to take a shortcut across our own field in order to get up to field 25 rather than driving on the road and getting stuck behind all the other cars, just because it's going to be a bit faster. So what we'll do is, rather than going into the main yard, we're going to go this way, and then I'm going to turn off the road right here. And instead of snaking around, I'm going to go across the road right there, jump up over the pavement, which is still probably not the best thing to go and do. And I'm going to just go up round the outside of our field right here. So there's the main road going through there, or the road, main or otherwise. And then we can go straight across this little bit right here. And this is the shortcut. The grass is not fully grown, so it will possibly set the grass back a little bit, but it's not going to be too bad. And then we can just come in here into the field. So it's quite fortunate that we own all of that land there. We can go right in across. And we are good to go over this side. So we turn that off like that, and then I'll lower you down that way. So if I do a pass along this bottom end, I don't need to do any more than that with this cultivator. And then I'm going to manually do a run up the side of the field here as well, because this is a bit of an odd-shaped field. So if I just help us out a little bit by getting that bit done, and then I can bring the hired help back down to this side of the field in this corner, and we'll sort of set it going from here. But I am just going to manually do one run up through here first, just to start things off, and bring us back a little bit from the side of the road up there, just in case it's going to cause us any problems up there. I do love the fast track. Fast track does look very, very cool, I think. Look at that thing going along. That's a very nice tractor, that is. A very, very nice tractor. That is one that I would like on our farm eventually for doing road work. If we could have one of them for, like, taking silage to the biogas plant, The biogas plant is right there. It's not like we've got very far to go in order to be able to get to it. It's just whether or not we can actually use it when we do have it. That's my main concern at the moment. Can we use the biogas plant, or are we going to be stuck even though we've gone and bought the thing? That's the big question. I mean, if we can get it, and we can then get some... what are they called? The thingies. Conveyor belts. If we can get it, and we can get some conveyor belts, we might be able to tip the trailers on the ground, and then have the conveyor belts emptying into the trailers. The conveyor belts would then empty out the stuff into the biogas plant itself, into the facility. That could work. That's definitely something that we could do. Whether or not it would be overly successful, I don't really know, but it's definitely something that we could try if we can't just go and tip the trailers up. I'm hoping, though, that we will be able to get away with just tipping the trailers up. If we can do that, that's going to make our life a lot easier. I'm going to bring you out there, because it looks like we've got a little bit of kind of like a kink in it there. And hopefully you can just carry on and do that, which means I can come back down here, start you up, fire that one up, and then we will come down over here like this. We tipped a little bit in front. I am driving forward at full speed and it won't let me move. Even with the machine, like with it picked up, if it's running, I can't do anything. So I got to... I can do something if I put it on the ground and have it off. Like that. Actually, I wasn't doing anything. I've got it picked up in the air at the moment. So I want to do that. If I switch it off and then go... Okay, I'm doing this all wrong. I need to switch it off there and then move forward a bit and then switch it on again. That does actually seem to be working. And working quite well. That's more like it. And it looks like it does. It will also reach the other trailer as well. So I just need to shut it off. And then slide forward a bit like that. Start up again. And that's loading up that trailer in there. So we've got two trailers. I'm just going to go forward a little bit more. Okay, now we're talking. This is much better. Is that all of it? Actually, I think that's not quite all of it. So I want to go forward a little tiny bit more there. And now we have gotten all of it. This machine is full. So I'm just going to shut it off. And then I'm going to need to just unhitch right there like that. Now I'm going to need our front weight. So we'll leave the front weight right there. That silage thing is going nuts there at the moment. We'll just have to leave it and hope that it is okay. I think I do need to... You know what? I better pick that one up. Alright, it's going to end up glitching itself and then catapulting itself completely off the edge of the map. I've seen it do that before. Not this one, but I've seen other machines do that. They glitch a little bit like this. They glitch themselves into the floor. What is going on with my front wheels? There, that's what happens. Everything goes horribly wrong if you let them glitch too much. Alright, they really, really don't like glitching. I want to just go a little bit slow. Like that. He's turned too far. Right, like that. And then unhitch from the top. Rather than unhitching with it down on the ground, if I unhitch like that with it up in the air, that does actually seem to be better. You know, and then just kind of like drop it. Because if it's down on the ground, it's pushing the front of it down underneath the surface level of the map. And that's the thing that it really doesn't like. Really, really doesn't seem to like that at all. So we'll hook you in here. And off we trot. 24,000 litres of silage. Off to the barn up this way that we can sell at. I'm so glad we can sell the silage up there, because otherwise we would be a lot more stuck than we are, and we would have to go and take all of those planting jobs, and that would just end up costing us a lot of time. So we're going to take a little bit of a drive up here, and I'm going to whet my whistle while I do so. Coffee makes all the difference. It really does. So I've had a little sip of coffee, and things are feeling better already. We will come up here, take our 2 trailer loads of silage. We are currently on, I think it was it 152? I got a car I'm getting stuck behind anyway, so we can go and have a quick look. Ooh, 160 euros per 1,000 litres, which means I've got that times 10, not times 100, which I managed to work out the first time round when I was doing the workings out, which is a bit of a bizarre thing to try and figure out. Yeah, I managed to add an extra 0. It would have been nice, but that didn't happen. So 160 times 10 is 1,600, which means that we've got 3,200 with one lot, and then we've actually got more than that, because it's another nearly half again. What was I doing there? I want to tip. Why aren't you tipping? Have I gone too far? I picked it up. It's because I accidentally unhitched it, and then I hitched it in again. I know what I can do. I know what I can do. I got an idea. I'll bring you back. There. I just have to back over and start doing it again. There we go. Right. We'll tip that bit out right there. And that's going to get us one load at 1,200 is going to be 1,600, about 1,920. So we're getting almost 4 grand for this load that we've got right here. I should be tipping this to the side. I definitely shouldn't be tipping it like this. To the side would be about right. So almost 2,000 there is 1,925 harvest income right there. Gonna switch over to this one, and I'm gonna tip this over to one side. If you press U, tip side back, tip side left right there. Should we want to tip this on the right-hand side? Tip side right. That's where we want to tip that. So I'm going to change over to the front one, and that should be 1, 2, like that. Should be tip side right. So now we will tip them out on the right-hand side. When we come whizzing in through there, they'll tip out that way. They're not like it. That actually seems a bit more realistic, that does. It's tipping in the right way. So there's 4,000 euros there. We'll go back and reload these. Very tempted to get another trailer, actually. I reckon we could run 3 trailers on this. Can we do that? Would this tractor actually be able to pull that? I don't know if the tractor would be strong enough to be able to haul it along a road, though. Which one have we got? It's these. It's 8,000 euros, so we'd have to do 2 loads to pay for the trailer. Alright, we won't do that then, so it's going to cost us too much. We'll end up going backwards rather than forwards if we do that. So we're on 114.7. Another load is going to take us on to 118 point something. We're only going to get 500 for completing that fertilizer job, which means that we need to do 2 more loads with this. 2 more loads will be everything that we need to do. We don't have any grain in storage. We can't go and get even a tiny little bit of extra money from just something like a bit of grain being in storage, because we don't actually have any now. All of it has gone and sold, so we got nothing there. The only thing that would gain us a little bit of cash maybe is if we get another fertilizer job. Maybe we'll double check those when we get back. Maybe there's a little bit that we can get from a fertilizer job. Although, saying that, I don't really want a fertilizer job because it's just going to stop me from being able to move the silage. I guess another cultivating job. If there was one of those, we could take those. Although we had all the cultivating jobs after the harvest, and we decided to leave that for the farmer because it was going to take too long. So we decided to sort of skip past the whole cultivating stage, so I very much doubt there are any left. Fertilizer jobs seem to be the most hopeful ones that we can hope for. I need to turn around. I'm going to have to go somewhere else. Now, that one is most likely... Oh, he's not going to. I thought that was going to, like, twitch towards the trailers and then try and turn around, like, just unload the little bit that's in the machine. But perhaps because he's not on a tractor, that's why he's not doing it. I have no choice but to come up into the field and turn around with these. We've got to be able to bout face with them. And I haven't really got any choice other than to do it like this. Now, I'm hoping that what I can do this time... So if I bring these down here, like this, I'll put them there. So I'll do that. But what I was thinking is, can I put this on the back of the tractor and we'll just reverse in? And that way I haven't got to keep taking the front weight off and swapping it round and so on. We'll just do this going in backwards rather than going in forwards. So if I... hook you up like that. Now he's going to empty that bit out. I'm actually okay with it doing that because I want it emptied out there anyway. So if I bring you over here like this. Start you up. Right. Start it up. It won't move at all. So we just need to kind of do it like that. And then I'll lower him down. Because I can go forwards with it running when he's on the front of the tractor, but he doesn't seem to like it here, though, does he? Yeah, he's very slow, so I've got to pick it up and stop it, and then start it up and do it again, like that. We just got to kind of, like, do it in stages, like this. So that's pushing everything through, and that trailer is completely loaded. Next, we go on to this one. Again, pick up, move back a bit. Do it like that. If we can get that bigger Bura tractor, I know it's an open cab, it doesn't have a front mounted anything on it, but it's still a more powerful tractor than this one. We might get on a bit better with this milling machine, running it on that tractor, and then this one can do the road work, because this one's faster on the road. So I shut that one off, I'll bring it back over here, lifted it up into the air, and I will just drop it from there, so we don't have that issue with it glitching through the floor of the map, which is a little bit of a pain. I feel that dropping it from a height to stop the glitching, rather than having it glitching, out of those two options, the dropping it from a height is probably the more realistic option than watching it glitch its way up and down whilst it's stuck in the top surface layer of the map. You really, excuse me, don't have very much left, do you? So we'll be able to cash in on that job, but that's only 500 euros. It's still not going to be enough, so I've got to take this load right here, and then I've got to go back again and get one more load after I've ferried this lot. No, we wouldn't be able to pull a third trailer anyway. Like the speed that I'm pulling away and then heading off up the road. I definitely... Contract on field 25 is finished. I definitely wouldn't have the power on this tractor to be able to pull it for that extra bit. It wouldn't work. We would just not be able to get a third trailer fully loaded, I think. It would probably eventually get up to speed going along the road, but then when we come to, say, turn around in the field or anything like that, so we can line back up to load up again, I don't think it would be able to do it. And I'm also wondering if our milling machine would even be able to reach 3 trailers from in the middle. Which, actually, yeah. Yeah, that shouldn't really be a problem, should it? Considering how far it was able to go with the forage wagon. Like, it had a long... Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.